nice. Only be nice. Good morning. Mesa simple. Simply. 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 Lynch. It's November 16, 2025. It's Sunday evening. Posso dire totally cloudy. It's totally cloudy sky. In general, it also semester now. It's early afternoon. It's noon and 19 minutes. 69 Fahrenheit 21 Celsius. It means it's really soft. Kinesi days in Siberia, factors of physical capacity for road to spring green, so it's possible for the COS because it's effect last June 17 for years, non fact last we passed really some for and also continued really from the last summer new for years with the reports the absolute no for the meaning last summer I think body so fact 2 weeks ago enter in autumn now also for the autumn there 4 years with the reports not obviously for the 2 seasons of winter and spring it is still 3 years where as absolute no insomma no I think body was poi cioè io suppose indeed I'm sure that I see the morning così si mette insieme a cosa perché ti piace molto cioè io aspetto un reps per me I need to do the alterations for the winter spring summer for the winter so just adjective cool spring significa soft for summer the adjective hot so that in general for all the season one of the periods a classic adjective as I heard in English that is a me was think to say in absolutely in compliment surely this period I'm considering for 2 reasons the first one consists in just the passage from summer into the autumn and the second one is in the last definitive change of the breeze and some weeks ago which now the air is completely changed and pleasant, not pleasant, surely really good. Yes, the air, I mean, with the air, so with the air, I mean, in the same temperature and degrees, so the sun, all these things makes the conditions, situations completely pleasant, if not pleasant, surely good. Listen, for me, yes, for me and also for people, later think or not, if you could, for another later think, yes, or I don't know if you mentioned them, or where in general for me also good, and if in the last 2 weeks it's slightly good, obviously, it's half of November and we are going to December, it's normal this. Instead, what has got also in general, I think I can say the same things just for this, it's bad, but at least it seems like I'm feeling some feelings. Nearly half, I think at temperature repeat just before 69 Fahrenheit 21 Celsius. At important thing is atmosphere is attention. Se solo Elisa. Queste cortine sono delle cortine in genere, many reasons sometimes choose almost perfect. This is supposed to focus on the beatrices. I think yes, it's totally wet cloudy sky and ecco, non vuoi talide, anzi mi sensation I think it's possible that late in the afternoon, because obviously it's really early afternoon, might became darker, bleaker, and also that might rain for a few months. The influence I think very close. We see, or let's see what happens. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Because we send obviously to Giants of Wizards. Once we see if it's clear, second game today very clear. Bad maximum was a little good, no? Well, maximum bad well. So season, quindi sarà new curtain since last one white curtain with the green flowers mix, also long flowers mixed with new plants. And for other information, so see about this thing, it's an important thing. See one of my comments under the video, third, I think, one of my comments under the video. Yes, I don't know if you see it well from these shots, they have been amazing. I think of yes, the green flowers, long flowers mixed with new plants. Or if not from this shot, it's a shot which I show you always in the atmosphere through the window. Or also con these others, a shot similar to classical shot I filmed for Fregus, the third curtain, previous curtain beautiful, very ultimately beautiful printed matches, and it is also connected to the shot with effects packet of when recent, like you know, a shooter, also when recent, but more when recent because FX image, more when recent because FX image. I'll say read this in a little speech sense that video is used for the recruiting that is easy, but also no is a better video for me, isn't it? In the shot, anzi non si viene giusto. Branches. Rest in peace. Exactly after 2 years, is that unfortunately. Riconosciuta in 8 video, 4 stati che si è illustrato insieme special sentence for the routine, if once again it is this, but also always better visible for me, it's initial at sequence change. And finally, from a mythical key on Magic 2014, EPG 625 also indicated the main shot. Cristiano the people from Jean Deport, as like indicator, some buona missista. For myself, and to us on the skis, and finally, I hope you all have a great breakfast. Late in general, so for me, so sì, maximum slightly late, ecco, ne sì, late for me, but all important that if I even drive a reaction, it was started in fact in breakfast, fente ne sono vita, started hatta 15 parte mi tifu su jest svinkat record is record sembra 3 su sraču I do repeat I do close si cari record if slightly close no to the close si cari record late also harassment also slightly late it's just only just good 19 minutes hatta reporting the show si andret insomma io also di fortunatamente so non migliamo and sì Ecco fa sono mosso left word absolutely since anche questo ne also srugod si ecco da reason Friday but this should be done video ever me so to at one pension as soon as I match with this you visit or day just start to see visiting from his own shots so he it's a joke as you know because we look about most funny at insomma we also know for his other biscuits that are beautiful combos biscuits as yes think on best not the single types of biscuits are chocolate chip cookies or the cookies with the chips chocolate or chocolate chips no fatto mistake also for biscuits mi finisce in particolare two things that you say right now is so but milk factory so short so I can see coffee obviously but also quick chocolate if I was andato a short fragment video sta short ne venif a stelle months ma suoni al series should be down the video lo so conto sono da sono in metà c'è più o so non è ti finisce andando once again we put it once again since almost I think 89, 19, 91 days, as soon as you guys, obviously the quantity should be this time the previous one, I chapter 2. So I pattern inserted it once again in mix of very good news. The second thing is about me, and within this also the techniques of breakfast, so some bombs last in particolare, when if say last period it's a job because I talk about most maniata, or of course I'm feeling the first time so that video, and in some way we also consider toll Nicholas breakfast, a rose a album. Second thing is about CS fact, and if the rabbi sia stata Conad, Italian CS, misera insieme peso position. Cosa? Attraverso peso position, mi dà la pam, Italian CS, of course, I do recommend them to you because they are really super bad. Adesso tomorrow is supposed to be fun today. If I cannot take tomorrow to the app, we'll see.